I think this is the beauty about what we do. We cannot always expect to know what's going to happen in nature, and so the weather turned foul, and we have to cope with it, and we really have to make another plan. And today it's going to be about the weather. We're going to tell you about this weather. I mean, what's happening around us. It influences everything.
Hawuqinisile ngempela.
Hi, I'm Trevor Phillips, and this is Wild Touch. And for the next half an hour, we're going to get you dialed into nature as it happens. Now, yesterday's show was dedicated to Earth Day, so let's take a quick recap on the stories that featured. We discovered a healthy pack of extremely rare African wild dogs in the Moremi Game Reserve. Graeme Dwayne gave us our first glimpse of an underwater paradise in the pristine waters of Lake Malawi. We entered the beautifully sculptured Golden Gate Highlands National Park in the Free State, where Pierre Mini filmed the dramatic landscape. And our Tanzanian expedition revealed a rare find, an elusive leopard mother and her cubs concealed in the shade of an acacia tree on the Serengeti Plains. A lot goes into bringing you this amazing footage, and our crews work tirelessly to bring you these stories on a daily basis. Let's see what they have for you today. Lake Malawi reveals a mind-blowing variety of unique fish species in the crystal clear waters. Pierre Mini explores more of the national treasures found in the Golden Gate Highlands National Park in the Free State. Paul Myberg goes deeper into the Campher's Pan, where he is in awe of the pink flamingo's striking beauty. The lions of Moremi are enjoying the cool hunting weather and are poised to attack. And another offering from the Serengeti in Tanzania. The Kakanaka Lion Pride are still on a hunting mission in the Moremi Game Reserve. Brad, what's the latest up there?
Big herd of buffalo, probably 400 or 500, came up from the south, from Mugwegana Pools, heading up towards Third Bridge. Our lions who are up at Third Bridge have come down. They've met in the middle. They've been creeping up behind this herd for most of the day, and we're still hoping that they will have a go at killing one of them later on today.
More from that gripping story a little later. But first, let's check out some footage from Graeme Dwayne of his latest expedition to Lake Malawi.
Well, it's been a really interesting morning. You can see the rocks of Otter Point behind me. We moved across yesterday. We were out at Tumbi Island, and now we're on the mainland. And I must admit, I got really waylaid in the caves because these boulders form these massive holes in the rock. And I swam in and I found some really incredible little cichlids in there that have really made that little environment their own. And it's fascinating to see how many different types of fish and all the little compartments that these fish take up, and they capitalize on these different little areas. It's amazing.
We weren't far from Tumbi Island, which we'd dived the day before, and now on Otter Point it was much rockier. And as we prepared for the scuba dive, the rocks in the background dropped quite sheerly into the water. These big round granite boulders continued below the surface, making for quite a dramatic scene underneath the water. We spent some time moving in between these rocky canyons, searching amongst the sediment-free rock structure here. And before long, we found very healthy colonies of cichlids. These clouds of fish are made up of numerous different species, and they all live right next to each other, capitalizing on slightly different niches in this environment. There are ones that feed on the surface of the bare rock. There are ones that live in the crevices. And as you move out into open water here, there are different species of fish near the surface, away from the rocks. On the bottom, we found massive sandy discs, which are nesting bowers created by male fish trying to attract females. And in some places, the rock walls were so sheer that it was dark at the bottom. This is the area that I ended up in. Grant had actually seen a crocodile on the surface, and I was largely oblivious to this, poking my head into all these dark recesses. There was a whole different set of cichlid species in these areas, starting with the mouths of these caves. Interestingly enough, the striped zebra that we saw at Tumbi West is manifest in this coloration just across the bay at Otter Point. It's the same species, but a completely different looking fish. Other cichlids actually feed on the fins of their fellow species, and in this case you'll see this fish has a chunk missing from its tail fin as it turns here. I moved further into these caves, into the darkness now, and discovered again I crossed a species zone and started to see different kinds of fish deeper in these cracks. This is Labiatropheus, beautiful coloured fish, about 4 inches long, striking blue, red fins, and the lights really bring up the colour in the darkness here. I'd also seen a beautifully coloured individual right at the back, and this is one of the famous Malawi butterflies.
Later in the show, we'll also see one of Graham's earlier expeditions to the Serengeti. And after the break, we bring you an exciting showdown between the lions of Moremi and a huge herd of buffalo.